Hello again. This is Stephen Welsh, President of the International Chiropractors Association, with your daily message for Wednesday, April 29th. Last week, enough data had been published to shift the ICA messaging to one of reassurance that there's no need for panic. Armed with more data, the picture is becoming more clear. Now, let me remind you of what the definition of panic is. It is the sudden sensation of fear, which is so strong as to dominate or prevent reason and logical thinking. So our objective here at the ICA is to provide you with accurate, objective information so that you can make your personal decisions based on reason and logic. Now, today, as promised, we're going to take a look at that controversial subject, herd immunity. Now, you can expect to start hearing more about it from your patients. What does it mean? How do we achieve it? And then how does the continued social distancing decisions affect it? It's important that you are aware of the facts in order to be better prepared to answer those questions. Today, we're going to look at what some call the medical argument against the stay-at-home orders. Then we will review some projections from some Harvard researchers on the relationship between the number of weeks of social distancing and the achievement of herd immunity, and why this information, once again, reassures us that there's no need for panic. Let's begin the discussion with a 60-second segment of an interview with Dr. Witkowski, PhD, formerly with the Rockefeller University.
As with every respiratory disease, we should protect the elderly and fragile, because when they get pneumonia, they have a high risk of dying of the pneumonia. So that is one of the key issues that we should keep in mind. On the other hand, children do very well with these diseases. They're evolutionarily designed to be exposed to all sorts of viruses during their lifetime. And so they should keep going to school and infecting each other, and that contributes to herd immunity, which means after about 4 weeks, at the most, the elderly people could start joining their family, because then the virus would have been extinguished.
Although admittedly controversial, isn't this medical argument actually in alignment with the chiropractic approach to achieving health the natural way? Now, remember last week when I commented, when I was a kid, we had the so-called measles parties. That's how we all achieved lifetime immunity, the natural way. Now, I don't mean to minimize the seriousness of this infectious disease, but I continue to hear that the sooner we reach herd immunity, the better off we will be. Now, according to some Harvard researchers, if we had employed no social distancing, herd immunity would have been achieved in about 4 months. Now, we all know that would have been catastrophic. Our hospital systems would have been overrun. Our death toll would tragically be much higher. The social distancing efforts have been successful in flattening the curve of the growth of infections and made a substantial contribution in controlling the mortality associated with this virus. Now, these measures, however, also delayed the curve of when herd immunity would be achieved. The very important social distancing measures bought us some time. But now the data's coming in. We know far more about the nature of this virus now than we did 6 weeks ago. So as states begin to relax those restrictions, your patients are going to want to know, what does all this mean? What should I do? Who should I listen to? The bottom line, there really is no need for panic. There is no need to set aside reason and logic. Yes, there is a legitimate reason to be concerned, especially for those in the high-risk categories with serious health conditions already. And I must remind you that you must continue to follow the recommended safety guidelines. But as the states begin to reopen, I have some great news for our docs who have had some challenging times acquiring that recommended personal protection equipment. The ICA is a supplier willing to sell KN95 masks at a reasonable price and in the smaller quantities that most chiropractic offices need. Well, that's my update today. Please be sure to visit the ICA COVID resource page where you can order some KN95 masks and be better protected as you serve your patients during these difficult times. And remember to remind them, there is no need for mass panic. Don't forget, you are their beacon of hope. And we will get through these challenging times, and we will come back stronger than ever. And we will do it by working together. Thank you.